Morning, boys and girls. We're back again for another snack time with a dollop of Read Aloud, and we're finishing up 26 Fairmount Avenue by Tomie DePalo. When we last read, Tomie was getting really excited, and he was celebrating some of his last holidays. I loved hearing all of your different traditions and holidays that you celebrate and what you look forward to each and every year. Today, we're going to find out what happens when moving day actually arrives. And again, at the end of the session today, there will be a daily reading response that I would love for you to comment below on so that we can hear your thoughts and what you're thinking while we're finishing this book. Okay? Before we can share, I'd like to thank Penguin Random House Publishing as well as J.P. Putnam & Sons for allowing us to read this book together. Here we go. Chapter 9. So excited. Everything was crazy. That's a great opening. That makes me think, what was crazy? What was going on? Hooked me as a reader. Let's find out. Everything was crazy. Mom and Dad were packing boxes, packing clothes, running around saying, "Don't forget the clock," or "What goes in this box?" I have to say, everything sounds crazy. "Here we are, Floss and Joe," some neighbors said, coming into the front door. "Tell us what we can do. How can we help?" "Hi, boys," Uncle Charles called as he drove up in his car. "Ready to go?" "Huh, we were going to Wallingford for the day so that we wouldn't be in our parents' way." We were moving, actually moving. I wanted to help. I wanted to stay, but I wanted to see everything and how it got done. But think what a big surprise it'll be at your new house, all fixed up and ready to go, Mrs. Crane said to me. Well, she might be right, but I wasn't sure. And I could see that Mom and Dad had a lot to do. Spending the day with Uncle Charles and Mickey Lynch sounded great. Uncle Charles bought us comic books. We visited Cousin Mabel and her husband, Cousin Bill Powers. We visited Aunt Nell. She made us sandwiches and tea with sugar and milk for lunch. Yum. "Is it time to go yet?" I started to ask when we finished eating. "Not yet," Uncle Charles said. We went across the street to Tom and Nana's grocery store and spent the afternoon helping them. I put cans of food on the shelves. So there he is working at Uncle Tom's, and there's Aunt Nell giving them tea. This part is making me think of when you go on a car ride and you ask your parents, "Are we there yet?" This is starting to sound like that. It sounds like Tommie's being a little what? How could we characterize him right now? Think of a word that you would use to describe Tomie. I'm listening. I think you're right. He is being rather pushy, and maybe he's being a little impatient. You're right. Let's find out some more. See if he continues. "Now can we go?" I asked. It was beginning to get dark. I guess he hasn't changed. Soon, Uncle Charles told me, "First, we're going to have supper." At Tom and Nana's house, we sat in the kitchen, eating at the big kitchen table. It was covered with an oilcloth tablecloth that had pineapples and other fruit on it. "When can we go?" I asked. "When your mom calls," Tom said. Remember, Tom is his grandfather. Tom read me one of my comic books, and I played with the special wooden blocks that were kept in the sewing room. Tom, Buddy, Uncle Charles, and I played Chinese checkers. It was already dark outside. The telephone rang. I stopped. I jumped up. "All right," Nana said. "I'll send them on their way." Look, someone looks excited. Buddy and I ran out to Uncle Charles's car. We picked up his girlfriend Viva and Mickey Lynch, and then we were on our way. Through Yalesville, through Tracy, through South Meriden, onto Hanover Street. We turned up on Highland Avenue, and finally we drove up the long hill and turned right onto Fairmount Avenue. The lights were on the front by the front door of our house. We climbed the makeshift stairs. The real stairs wouldn't be ready until spring. There on the wall beside the door was a black metal cutout of a tree branch with a silhouette of a squirrel sitting on it. At the end of the branch was the number 26, my home number. Go ahead, Uncle Charles told me. Push the doorbell. I did. I heard chimes ring. The door opened. There was Dad. There was Mom. Welcome home, they called. Here's your new house. I ran in. I ran upstairs. I ran into my bedroom. There were 2 brand new beds, 2 brand new dressers, and on the wall a mirror that looked like a ship's wheel. The beds were turned down, and there on my bed, the bed nearest to the door, were my brand new pajamas. It was my bed. It was my room. It was my new house. It was my wonderful home, 26 Fairmount Avenue. The end for the time being. So here he is ringing the doorbell. I love that. And there's the little cute little cutout with the squirrel and the number 26. And there's a better look at what the cutout looked like. Number 26. Boys and girls, I love that book. And I have to tell you, we're not quite done with it yet. We're going to do one more thing with it tomorrow. And so stay tuned for that. But as you could see today, Tomie was so excited. He was so excited that he didn't want to wait. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to think about how excited Tomie was. He was so excited. Tomie was so excited. The day he had been waiting for had finally arrived. It was moving day. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about a time when you were so excited. Okay? So think about a time that you were so excited and maybe a little impatient, just like Tomie. Okay? And I want you to describe that day and why you were so excited. Okay? It could have been a moving day just like Tomie. It could have been something else, maybe like the first day of school, maybe a birthday party, maybe a relative was coming to visit and you just couldn't wait, or maybe you were going somewhere really fun. What I want you to do is I want you to think about it. Think about a time you felt just like Tomie, and then I want you to jot it in the comment section below. Okay? Now, when we meet tomorrow, we'll do one last thing with 26 Fairmount Avenue, and then on Thursday we'll start a new book. Okay? So, and you'll have to tune in on Thursday to find out what that book is. So what I want you to know is that I miss you. I love you. And I want you to stay safe. I look forward to reading your comments, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.